Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristaya, Bhutale, Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Isinamine, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristaya, Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Itinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Prajnanide, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Satyadeshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Prajnanide, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Satyadeshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Lord, Hare Hare Krishna. What is it's amazing, sis. Thank you so much for being here today. We want to learn so many of us. Thank you for switching on your cameras. When we have cameras on, we know who is here. We can have a better personal relationship. And the first story today is called Renat Swami and 1992 riots. Mataji Lakshmi Jaya, would you like to read the story, please?
Sure, Mataji. Radhanath Swami and the 1992 riots. Hindu-Muslim riots broke out in Mumbai after the Babri Mosque demolition on 6 December 1992. Businesses closed. Taxis, buses, auto rickshaws, and trains stopped running. There were murders and assassinations. During this period, my wife and I were stranded in Radha Gopinath temple for over 10 days. The scene there was tense, as temples were likely targets for disgruntled Muslims. The resident monks strictly kept indoors, while Radhanath Swami remained concerned for all of us. After about a week's stay, one evening Radhanath Swami stunned me. "You are a rascal," he said. As my mind spun in introspection, he invited me to his room for an explanation. Back at the room, he interrogated, "Are you meeting your wife regularly?" "Yes, in the morning I meet her after the prayers and ask her if everything is okay. Then again in the evening I ask her if she is okay," I replied. Rest of the day, I basked in the spiritual association of the monks, feeling that the riots was a blessing in disguise. This temple stay, I felt, was a brief opportunity to live the life of a monk, free from family hassles. "That is why you are a rascal," Radhanath Swami exploded. "Your wife should perceive your care, love, and protection. Otherwise, she will become miserable, and then in due course, both of you will become miserable." Spiced with numerous rascals, I found the magic porridge for a happy family life served out before me. In minutes, holding up a spoonful of that, Radhanath Swami proposed, "Now, immediately, you take her to the Chaupati beach and spend with her a half an hour. Tell her how you care for her. And when you return, come back here and report to me all that you told her." I bustled about the temple and, finding my wife in the temple kitchen, hustled her out. She was appalled. Were the writers coming? Saying nothing about the discussions that had just transpired, I told her we are going out to the beach nearby to spend some time together. Her eyes widened and her expression changed to wonder. As we walked to the gate, I spotted Radhanath Swami watching us from the first floor balcony. Sweetening the secret we shared, both Radhanath Swami and I laughed heartily, and my poor wife, her wonder now transformed to bewilderment. Radhanath Swami standing up there, I felt was symbolic. He watched out for riots, both communal and familial, with deep concern, compassion, and wisdom. Written by Mr. Ashok Parikh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's so interesting to see such understanding of different ashramas. Guru Maharaj can really give the best advice to anyone, even though he never experienced it himself. Amazing to me. Such an example he gives us. Sometimes I feel like it's very easy to get into this mode of like, I'm going toward Krishna, everybody move away. So to realize sometimes like how we can become fanatic and just forget that our relatives are here, an opportunity for us to learn how to serve. Hare Krishna. The next story is called Radhanath Swami with the YPO. Shreyas Prabhu, are you available to read?
I'm not available right now, Mataji. Sorry. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for sharing the screen. Appreciate it. Mataji Kiara, are you available?
Krishna River, yes, thank you. Set my humble obedience, so great to share Prabhupada to our spiritual master. Radhanath Swami with the IPO. From 30 January 2008 to 2 February 2008, a group of members from the IPO Young Presidents Organization were in Mumbai for a seminar series hosted by industrialists Ajay Piramal and Swati Piramal. IPO is a body of young presidents, CEOs, and managing directors of big corporations from across the world. The Piramals had them visit Radha Gopinath temple in group of 20. In all, 60 members visited the temple in a span of 2 days. One member, a lady executive from South America, was especially overwhelmed. Firstly, upon the group's arrival, Radhanath Swami addressed them, and that was impressive. Then, when the group proceeded to the temple hall, the mood there was one of celebration. The altar doors had just opened to reveal the gorgeously dressed forms of Radha and Krishna. From inside the altar, incense smoke wafted out into the cavernous temple hall, where hundreds happily danced and chanted to live music played with drums and cymbals. But what was the celebration about? The celebration was called kirtan, they were informed, and this formed a part of the practices of bhakti yoga. And amazingly, this was an everyday affair. Gazing at the kirtan, some executives smiled gleefully, while some swayed in tune to the music. But this lady from South Africa was especially touched by the ambience. She visibly waged a battle to restrain her feelings as her eyes brimmed with tears of joy. Breaking herself off from the group, she moved about the temple hall, snapping away photos of the kirtan from all possible angles. At the end of the visit, Radhana Swami, Ajay Piramal, and a few others stood at the gate to bid the group farewell. South American executive, when wanting to express her joy in a had to embrace Radhana Swami. Quickly, Radhana Swami hopped back and folded his palms in greeting, but smiled generously to avoid the lady any embarrassment. The executive perhaps understood that a Swami in Indian culture wouldn't embrace a woman. She retreated, but it looked like she also sensed Radhana Swami's concern for avoiding her embarrassment, so she covered any mortification with a broad smile and folded her palms. After the group left, Ajay Piramal told Radhana Swami that the executive from South Africa was really impressed. She was telling me that her life had changed. Radhana Swami kept. She was about to change my life too. His body rocked with laughter. I realized it required a lot of mature sensitivity to share the precious gift of Vedic spirituality with people who have little or no idea of Vedic culture, even though they might be very pure in heart. Mr. Prakash Nanjudiha.
Thank you so much. The next story is called Natswami and the Turtles. Aryan Vibhuti, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Radhana Swami and the Turtles. The rising sun god stole a glimpse through the stained glass windows into the temple interior, where Radhana Swami sat meditating. Then he proceeded upwards along his orbit. Perhaps he too, like many of us, ached to see Radhana Swami in our ISKCON Nashik temple. Radhana Swami had been promising to grace us with his presence, but his busy schedule had never allowed him to for years. Now, finally, in his presence, we felt blessed. After his japa, mantra meditation, I took Radhana Swami around the temple. Inspired by him, I had taken charge of this temple and had recently renovated it. He observed everything keenly, as he always does, and with an air of appreciation. He especially seemed to like the fountain in front of the altar. Excited, I chimed in. Apart from the fishes, there are two turtles in there. Radhana Swami peered into the pool of water at the base of the fountain. Live turtles? Yes, live turtles. But the turtles are not like fishes. Worry washed across Radhana Swami's face. They are not supposed to be in water all the time. How will they survive without a place to rest? They do rest on the water pipelines that are laid for the fountain. I tried to assure him. It will be nice if you could make a small island in that pool. Then the turtles can rest comfortably. They are now the Lord's associates and have to be properly taken care of. Radhana Swami swung his hands towards the deities in the altar, accentuating his point. He went on to ask questions about what we fed them, whether they liked the food, etc. It was as if his every other major project around the world lay eclipsed behind this newly found one, the Happy Turtle Project. During his one-day stay, he brought forth the issue of the turtles at least 10 times. Towards the end, he summarized what he felt of his visit. Everything about the temple is impeccable and exquisite, and I am highly impressed. But the only thing pinching my heart is the discomfort that the turtles have to undergo in that pool. And just before his departure to Mumbai, he told me, remember what I told about what should be done for the turtles? Do let me know when you have done something for them. I got an island made for the turtles in the next 24 hours and sent a message to Radhanath Swami through his secretary. Because of your concern and love for them, the turtles are peacefully sitting in their new haven. When I look at them, they seem to be thanking you from the core of their little hearts for making this arrangement for them. By Shikshashtakam Das. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for reading, Prabhu. We're going to move to the book now. If you could kindly share, share Prabhu. Such a compassionate heart of our Guru Maharaj for every living being. Mataji Rutvi, would you like to continue? We're starting with the book The Journey Home, and we're going to read a page each.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. To my surprise, I found myself overwhelmed with joy and begged Narayan Prasad, please tell me more. That's all we spoke today, he replied simply. But the talk was over 3 hours. Please say more. That's all that was spoken. The next day, thrilled by the story about Krishna as a child and by the devotees' and rapt attention to the lecture, I was even more eager to hear. When the meeting ended, Narayan Prasad and I sat on the banks of the Ganges, and once again he told me the same story of Krishna stealing butter. He would tell me no more, no matter how much I begged. With a mischievous smile, he replied, that is all that was spoken. On the third day during the talk, the emotions of the sadhus were wonderfully vibrant with devotion. Sitting on the bank of Ganges, I looked long and level at Narayan Prasad, my translator. I must hear what was spoken today. He narrated the exact same story of Krishna stealing butter that he told before. Upset, I challenged him. Why are you doing this to me? Every day the talk goes on for 3 hours, but your story is only 10 minutes. Why do you deceive me? But that's all that was spoken. Anger stirred in my breast. Today, I listened carefully. Not once was the name Krishna or Yashoda spoken. Now, please tell me. He smiled and remained calm. We only discussed baby Krishna stealing butter. Tears filled my eyes. Am I so unworthy that I am not permitted to hear? Seeing my distress, Narayan Prasad became sober. He gazed deeply into my eyes. Seeing your sincere tears, I will now tell you the reason. He paused for several minutes, then broke the silence. The first night that you came here, Ramasevaka Swami had a dream. Lord Ram appeared to him and spoke these words. This young boy is a devotee of Krishna, but he does not know it yet. You must not speak anything to him except the glories of Krishna. Vrindavan will be his place of worship. He will not believe you if you tell him this, but someday he will understand.
Hare
So
Krishna.
again,
So
Hare
much.
Krishna, Mataji.
Vijay Giri, would you like to continue?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, Dandot Pranam, Mataji. The Ganges flowed forcefully as Narayan Prasad put his hand on my shoulder. Tears welled in his eyes as he tried to pacify me. My Guru Rama, Sevaka Swami, gave me an order. I am not to speak to you about anyone except Krishna. But all my life, I have been a devotee of Rama. And although both Rama and Krishna are the same, one supreme person who appeared in different forms at different times, the only story I properly know about Krishna is his stealing butter. He reached into his bag and pulled out a print of baby Krishna stealing butter and gave it to me. It charmed my heart.
Prabhu, you're not able to see the bottom?
No, no, Mataji. Next slide I can't see. Was I to worship? Next. Yeah, now it's good. Worship Krishna and in a place called Vrindavan because I could not understand it. I dismissed the idea out of hand. All I knew then was that I aimed to return to the caves of Himalayas. I had stayed several weeks at Ram Sevak Swami ashram, led by his gentle manner and that of his followers. The day I was leaving, I bowed down to seek the Swami's blessing. He wanted to give me a gift, but what did he have to offer? Looking around, he noticed his own walking stick and with a tearful smile presented it to me. I was overcome with gratitude. Although it was nothing but a crude branch broken from a tree, it was a gift of love that meant more to me than all the fortune in the world. I accepted this sacred gift, and my eagerness to do so brought him joy. He spoke in a voice cracking with affection as Narayan Prasad trans- the scriptures tells us that the stick of a devotee mercy can save one from the greatest dangers. The Sikh was to become my constant companion.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Thank you so much. Mataji Revati Priya, would you like to continue reading? Mataji Revati Priya, are you available? Nitya Sundari Mataji? Pragati? Sure. Hare Krishna Mataji. Are you available to read?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is my voice clear now?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, it was muted. Shall I proceed?
Prabhu, you can read after Mataji Pragati. Is that okay?
Nitya Sundari Mata is my wife, Mataji. She is busy right now. Nitya Sundari Mata is my wife. I am Sukumar Govinda.
Okay, Prabhu, I'm understanding. Can you read, please, after Mataji Pragati?
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Suppressing my occasional fears of what might lie before me, I pressed on. I felt that something special was waiting for me in Nepal. From Patna, I traveled by rain to Raxaul, a town near the border between India and Nepal. A truck driver, his hair and clothes soiled by the dusty roads, smiled through teeth stained red from chewing spices. With a wave of his hand, he welcomed me to climb onto his cargo trailer. I found a place among the other passengers. Mountain women dressed in long faded dresses with scarves wrapped over their grey hair, and farmers in faded cloth, traveling with their bleating goats and cackling chickens, and sat atop one of the many burlap grains bags piled up under our feet. We jostled along. ascending ever higher up the bumpy road. The cargo area had no roof and was overloaded as much as humanly possible, so much so that we rode higher than the truck's cab, although the conveyance was neither comfortable nor safe. There could be no better panoramic view of the Himalayas. As we climbed to greater elevations, verdant mountains and valleys stretched in all directions. Snow-clad peaks presided over the horizon and at times soared above us. My lungs feasted on the fresh mountain air, and my flesh thrilled to, to the touch of the crisp breeze. No one seemed to mind being lashed periodically by monsoon storms. Hours later, in the middle of the night, the truck dropped us off just outside of Kathmandu. Exhausted and hungry, I continued on my way, alone through the damp, black night. Dilapidated, dilapidated wooden houses loomed on either side of the deserted street. But something else seized my attention. From a distance, I could hear the mad howling of dogs. Howling of dogs. With growing apprehension, I began to recollect warnings I had been given from wandering sadhus about the wild dogs. How by night they roamed in crazed packs, how the pack would ensnare their prey in ever tightening circle, ferociously attack and rip the victim limb from limb, how they would then devour the corpse on the spot, almost as
Mataji. Krishna. Prabhu, Nitya Sundar Mataji's husband. Could you continue, please?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Krishna. Could you remind your name, please?
Yes, please.
Sorry?
From a distance, I could hear the mad howling of dogs. With growing apprehension, I began to recollect warning I had been given from wandering sadhus.
At the bottom, we're reading at the bottom, almost as soon as I...
Okay, from here I have to read?
Yes.
Almost as soon as I would had the thought, an outcast dog foaming at the mouth spotted me alone along the deserted street. He flung his head back and pierced the sky with a howl. Seconds later, a pack of snarling dogs charged towards me. Were there 6 or 8? I was too second to count, but I did grasp the significance of the foamy white venom dripping from their snapping mouths. These beasts were rabid, eyes bulging with rage. They closed in on me, howling madly, all the while intending to tear me apart. Their scrawny bodies were gaunt and nearly hairless. Their, their, their unearthly din petrified me. With foaming mouth and fangs dripping venom, they pressed in on me. To prevent an attack from behind, I pressed my back against a house, and in the darkness I prayed, "What shall I do?" Then, as if second from a trance, I remembered the walking stick that Ram Sevak Swami had given me. Wildly, I began to swing it back and forth. The horde fell back into a semicircle around me, only a few feet away. As each frenzied dog lunged forward, I whacked its snout with the Swami's stick. With the full force of my skinny arms, I struck, growling fiercely. Yet another predator leaped at me. I whacked him as hard as I could. Each of my attacks attackers, when beaten back by the stick, would fall back only momentarily and then, unfazed, leap to the attack again. Howls filled the night again. The pack surged towards me, and again I managed to smack them down. But the more I fought, the more escaped, they escalated the siege. They could smell my flesh and blood. They could sense my exhaustion. There was no time to think. Every second, I had to swing that stick with all my might. If even one dog were to get through, the hordes would descend and instantly devour me. Was this to be my fate? To end as dog would? My strength was waning. Sensing imminent victory, their snarling became more fierce and defeating. They closed in for the kill so tightly. Now I am nearly blacked out from the strength of their breath. Feverish, despairing, I helplessly prayed for mercy. I felt utterly alone and on the verge of being killed. Just then, glancing over my shoulder, I noticed a closed door behind me. Was it locked? A single ray of hope broke through my nightmare. Quickly, I swung my shoulder around, twisted the knob, and pushed. The door gave way. I dove inside and slammed it shut behind me. Outside, the dog vented their indignation by hurling their bodies against the door.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Oh, Krishna, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Purunjani?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am traveling right now, so there would be background noises. Shall I continue?
If you're available, yes, sure.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, then pranam. Inside it was pitch dark. Suddenly a lantern flared up, revealing a family together on the floor, roused from sleep. The men of the house, thinking me to be a burglar, sprang to their feet, demanding to know who I was. But I couldn't speak their language. Lifting a sword, a man charged towards me. What could I do but sink to my knees with joined palms, beg for mercy? When the host saw my supplications, he softened and, with arms stretched, pointed his finger to the door, demanding that I leave at once. But hearing the ferocious screams of the dogs, he paused and understood that for me to go outside would mean death. Still, he was apprehensive about this late night intruder, and he strayed long and hard into my eyes, as if groping to size up my character and intentions. With only my expression, I pleaded for him to give me shelter. Somehow, my silent plea reached him. He placed down his sword and offered me a seat. From this moment, he began to see me in a new light, accepting me as a sadhu who had come under extraordinary circumstances to bless his home. The other residents followed his lead and prepared for me fruit and hot sweetened milk, which I gratefully accepted. I spent the rest of the night as their guest, listening to the pack of hungry dogs barking outside the door until dawn, their fury unabated. I had once heard an old analogy from their American Indians, and it came to my mind now. Within every heart dwell two dogs, a bad dog and a good dog. Both the battle with one another. The bad dog represents our debased tendencies of envy, anger, lust, greed, arrogance, and illusion. The dog, our divine nature, is represented by forgiveness. The good dog, our divine nature, is represented by forgiveness, compassion, self control, generosity, humility, and wisdom. Whichever dog we feed the most through the choices we make and the utilization of our time will empower that dog to bark the loudest and conquer the other. Virtue is to starve the bad dog and
Feed the good dog. The pack of bad dogs that attacked tonight, foaming at the mouth with a lust to devour me, was a graphic visualization of what I was up against in my internal journey. As I lay there in relief, my thoughts flowed gratefully to Ramasevak Swami. If he had not given me that stick, I would surely have died tonight. I recalled his words, prophetic and true. The stick of a devotee's mercy can save one from the greatest dangers.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Shyamakanta Mataji, would you kindly continue, please? Shyamakanta Mataji, are you available? No. Mataji Maya?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The next morning were quite revealed, and the dogs scattered for days. I thanked my host profusely and left to visit a temple of Lord Vishnu. Here I heard a group of sadhus praising Janakpur, a holy place in the plains of Nepal, where Sita, the consort of Lord Ram, appeared on earth. Their words invoked my spirit of adventure, and at once I departed. From Kathmandu, I found passage on a Vicky bus destined for Janakpur. Hours passed, the bus descended the Himalayan mountains and crossed the plains into the dense jungle, where I saw a wild rhinoceros grazing on the foliage. Arriving at Janakpur, I first visited Vihar Kond, a small lake in an open, white area surrounded by old trees, quaint shrines, and an ashram, where I was brought before the Guru Sri Vedji. He was an aged sadhu with white stubble covering his jaw and head. He was overwhelming, kind, and begged me to reside in his ashram with free meals for rice and dal each day. Sri Vedji explained to me why Janakpur was a holy place, known in the scripture as Mithila, its glories sung in the spiritual epic Ramayana. King Janak is in preparation for a religious rite, was plowing the soil here when out of the earth the goddess Sita appeared right under his plow. She became known as Janaki, the daughter of King Janak. Mithila was the first meeting place of Sita and Ram, and the place where Ram broke the mighty bow of Shiv to win the hand of Sita in marriage. By this time, in my traveling, the stories of God's incarnation on earth had become completely real to me. Seeing how enthralled I was, the kindly Sri Vedji present me with English translation of two Indian scriptures, the Ramayana by Valmiki and Ramcharitramanas by Tulsidas. They were thick volume, and every morning I rose, bathed in a nearby lake, performed a meditation, and began to study, reading from sunrise until sunset. I found the Ramayana packed with the adventure, romance, tragedy, heroism, horror, humor, and war. But there was more to it than this. All of these elements harmonize in a spirit of devotion to awaken the law of love of God in the heart of the reader. When I volunteered to do some course, Shivaji just smiled. Your reading and accepting our food is purifying my heart. What greater service can I ask for you? On my
Krishna.
early, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for reading. Bhumika, what Mataji, would you like to read?
I'm sorry, Mataji, I'm in simultaneous other work. Really sorry.
Anyone else wishes to read? Who hasn't read yet, maybe? Maybe you want to read second time? We will continue. On an early afternoon I sat on the main road, a dusty path, and didn't see a single car or truck pass all day. This was not surprising since giant Nepalese elephants were the common form of transport in Janakpur. On the back of each elephant, a large cargo box was secured by a rope extending around its belly. The driver, typically a small boy, sat on the elephant's neck just behind the head and held a stick. A heavy brass bell hung from the elephant's neck, clanging as it swung from side to side. Each elephant moved with a regal, confident giant. Elephant after elephant passed in this way, along with oxen and water buffalo, pulling overloaded carts. Women strolled past carrying either baskets or earthen pots on the top of their heads, after balancing the load without hands. Even small girls effortlessly carried big loads in this way, maintaining perfect posture. As these girls carried their loads, they blissfully sang together the glories of Sita and Rama. The peaceful life these people lived suited my heart. I prayed that Janakpur would never change. Near a sacred lake in the heart of Janakpur sat many temples. Two of these temples were prominent Janaki Mandir and Rama Mandir. One day, in the courtyard of Rama Mandir, I came upon a sadhu in his fifties sitting on a raised platform beside the temple. With his long matted hair, beard, and mendicant's robes, he appeared peaceful and holy. Hundreds of people stood in line to receive his blessings. When they reached the front, he graciously blessed them with his open palm. Desiring his holy blessing, I too joined the line and approached him, bowing down like all the others. Surprised to see me, he motioned for me to sit beside him on the platform. I felt especially privileged. While continuing to bless one admirer after the next, he inquired of me, "Where do you come from?" "America." "Why have you come from your rich country to the poverty of India?" "In search of God." He smiled at an old woman who lowered her head beneath his beneficent hand. "Why have you become a sadhu?" he asked through his smile. "To seek enlightenment." Hearing my words, his expression grew sour. His smile melted into a frown, and his voice became ugly. Shocked by this reversal, I didn't know what to expect. "You're a fool," he hissed. "You are simply a fool. Do you hear me? A fool, an ignorant fool." I knew that I was a fool. Perhaps he wished to enlighten me, so I inquired submissively, "Your Holiness, please instruct me. How can I improve?" Dear devotees, anyone else wants to read? Just one more page.
Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes, please.
Flying into a tantrum, he screamed, "I have been living as a sadhu for 30 years. Do you know what I have attained? Nothing. In all my years as a sadhu, all I have gotten is some rotten rice and dal." A woman stretched forth an infant to receive his blessings. "America is a land of riches," he shouted at me while blessing the child with his palm. "America has the most beautiful women to enjoy. America has big comfortable houses and automobiles. America has fine clothes, food and drink. America has the best movies and television." He closed his eyes and sighed, "Oh, how I long for the pleasures of America." His eyes blazed now upon me. "But you have given it all up. And for what? Rice and dal? I am sick of rice and dal. You have come to this miserable place of poverty to search for God. You are a fool. There is no God. Do you hear me? There is no God. Go back to your great land to enjoy. If you don't obey me, you will lead a despicable life and be cursed with the misery." As he spewed forth these words, hundreds of his admirers were busily worshipping him. They did not understand a word of English. The whole while he chastised me, his open palm was blessing these innocent, God fearing people. They were begging him for God's blessing while he was decrying God's existence. They honored him as an enlightened being while he was speaking of the miserable futility of his life. In a daze, I walked away. My mind struggled to understand what the Lord had just revealed to me. The man was right. America was a land of riches and comfort, but I had lost my interest in a merely comfortable life. Instead, I felt I was traveling a road that was at times easy and beautiful, at times hard, but all in search of a greater treasure than anything the material world had to offer. If this man wanted to enjoy material life, why didn't he get a job and be honest? Instead, he posed as a saint to cheat the innocent. There is always the real and the counterfeit. Hypocrisy in religion has crippled people's faith throughout history. A holy person cannot always be recognized by external appearance. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that renunciation is not for a lazy man who does not work, but for one who works in a spirit of devotion. I thought of all the people I had been meeting who lived their lives working in the spirit of devotion, and I prayed that I could be one of them. I remembered the words I had heard Srila Prabhupada speak in Bombay: better to be a sincere sweeper on the street than a charlatan meditator. Then I thought about that poor man pretending to be a sadhu. His bad dog is barking loudly, and his daily feeding is enormous portion of dal, of rice and dal.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Hare
Mata.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. We're going to stop reading here today. Thank you so much, Shreyas Prabhu, for sharing the screen for us. Dear devotees, would you like to share your thoughts? Vijay, Giri, would you like? You can
Yeah,
unmute.
Mataji. Yeah, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, this is my first lecture that I have attended, and I have really liked this. So, means earlier you were studying some pastime of Maharaj. I really like that the turtle pastime, and before that Ajay Pirimal and the South African lady, that how Maharaj took them to the temple. So, Mataji, just wanted to know that from where we were reading those pastimes of Maharaj, means which books we were referring.
One website which is called It So Happened. It's a compilation of many stories that different devotees talk, and somebody compiled them all together. Now we have this opportunity to read and get to know our Guru Maharaj even more.
Yeah, ma'am, Mataji, it can be available. Soft copy can be available.
Yeah, Shreyas Prabhu is sharing right now in our chat. This is the link. You can also
Mataji,
find it in our WhatsApp chat.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, and thank you for joining today. We hope to see you more often. We're reading every Friday.
Sure, Mataji.
Anyone else, dear devotees, wishes to share your thoughts or anything else about your
Hare
experiences?
Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I joined a bit late today. So when we were reading Maharaj's pastime, the pastime where it was about Maharaj and the turtles. So I just wanted to share this, that Maharaj is so loving and so caring that when we feel that when we are feeling at our lowest, Maharaj just notices every single thing. He pays attention towards us, and where the devotee wouldn't have even thought about the turtles, like he wouldn't have paid so much attention. Maharaj particularly paid attention towards the turtles and ensured that they were safely kept there because they were in service of Radha Krishna. So I just love that pastime, Mataji.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I see that Vijay, Prabhu, and you also thinking about this past time, because it definitely shows the compassion that our Guru Maharaj has and his thought, and he really doesn't distinguish, makes a difference between, human being or other
Yes, Mataji.
pieces of life. Mm. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna,
Note
yes,
Pranam.
Prabhu.
The pastime from Nashik, it was Shikshastakam Prabhu. So that was, we discussed him, how he shared different pastimes previously also. He has many pastimes in this collection. And the pastime where the young professionals, Ajay Piramal was mentioned. I think his mother is a disciple. I don't know who she took initiation from. She's no longer with us, but Ajay Piramal helped build the Thane temple, now ISKCON temple in Thane. So it was inaugurated last Gaur Purnima. Um, and then I was also thinking about the book where Lord Ram Sevak Swamis, where Maharaj went there, lived there, and they refused to share pastimes of any pastimes other than Krishna's pastimes with Maharaj. And the prophecy or the revelation there that Maharaj is a devotee of Krishna and nothing else should be shared with him. It's quite significant. And Maharaj did not know in that pastime at that time, did not know about Vrindavan or what this place is and significance of Krishna. But now we know that Maharaj is a Brijvasi at heart. I was hearing Anand, actually the first pastime was Ashok Parik Prabhu, is Anand Vrindavan Prabhu, as I heard, and he was sharing that how Maharaj is a Brijvasi at heart. If he didn't have his service to Prabhupada about preaching, he would never leave Vrindavan. He would just stay there and eat roti and dal and rice, the local Brijvasi made. So Maharaj is doing a great sacrifice by going out of Vrindavan and preaching and being available to so many devotees. And I was also thinking how I heard in a class in Chapati that Lord Rama's pastimes are so sweet that even a Krishna's devotee can become attracted to him. So I was thinking how they refused to share Lord Rama's. They were enjoying, they were relishing Rama's pastimes among themselves, but they were refusing to share with Maharaj. At that time, it was also significant how the particular pastime, the one pastime that was shared was the Kartik, the Damodar Lila. So, we celebrate that pastime so much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Shreyas Prabhu. When we were reading about this part, that Guru Maharaj is the devotee of Krishna, and hearing all the sounds from different devotees of India. Lately, even more and more, I want to go to India, and this 2 days in a row, I had an opportunity to listen to some Krishna pastimes from one of the Vrijavasis in India. And there was one Mataji translating it into Russian for a Russian group of devotees. And I thought, like, I would like to, be a translator in such a place and just hear the pastimes of Krishna and just translating them, and just sharing with other people. That's all I want to do, and this is like my new desire. And really, like our teachers, starting from Srila Prabhupada himself, for sure he didn't want to go anywhere. He was just so happy, in his right place, to be just right there. And he had to do all the sacrifices, all the heart attack and being seasick, all just for us. They cannot even explain all the sacrifices he has done, and our gurus, they continue doing that. So we can understand it only for us. And all this traveling, it could must be not so easy on their, on their body and their health, but still, I'm so grateful for them. Mataji Lakshmi Jaya, looks like you want to say something too.
Yes, Mataji. I was thinking about the um, they in New Vrindavan. I think a couple years ago, they celebrated 50th anniversary of Sri Radha Gopinath, Radha Vrindavan Nath, um, who our Guru Maharaj worshipped in New Vrindavan. So that festival was called Brajavasi Festival. And Guru Maharaj was there, and there was a great abhishekam of Radha Vrindavan Nath, and it was beautiful. And that old temple was um, cleaned and everything, and that was a beautiful festival. Seeing Guru Maharaj uh, worshipping his Radha Vrindavan Nath deities and bathing them, and it was so wonderful um, to be part of that festival. So I was just remembering it was a Brajavasi festival. Brajavasi is no other than Guru Maharaj. Yeah, so I was just remembering that. Yeah, I was so fortunate to be in that festival.
I wish I was able to see that too. It's so wonderful. Yeah, I was yesterday reading one of the Guru Maharaj's books as well about the first, the beginning times of New Vrindavan, how hard it was all for them, and how there was one devotee who was cooking and his eyes were just like burning every day, but still he would continue doing the sacrifice. And sometimes when he was not able to see, he would just lie down for a whole day, and then once he was able to see again, he would continue doing the service non-stop. So despite all these like dualities, the devotees, they just all know is I want to serve, and no matter how hot or cold it is, whether sick or they're feeling well, they're just doing service non-stop, like extremely regular. Anyone else wishes to share, Prabhu? Yes.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you mentioned this. We were talking last week that how Maharaj had the opportunity. Even today, it came up that how Maharaj had the easy opportunity to go back to US, and he didn't. He refused to go, even when visa was refused and difficulties were there and all that. And this is why we are here. And you mentioned Prabhupada also. So Prabhupada went to US and he refused to go to India until he was able to make devotees or start spread the Krishna consciousness movement. And Maharaj came to India and he refused to go back to US until he found the right path. And I mean, we're here because of both these devotees and their determination to spread the Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna.
Here's what I thought maybe we can try to make a photo today of all of us attending, and then maybe we can share with Guru Maharaj if one of us will be able to see him soon. We can share with him that we're reading his books together. I don't know, just a thought. So if you are able, we can switch on all our cameras now, and I'm gonna take a photo. I just think it will make him happy. So if you're all available now, I'm gonna make some video differently. Family. Here.
I'm sure Maharaj will be delighted to see that.
Vijay, Giri, Prabhu, Shyamakanti, Mataji, Puranjani, Mataji, Pragati. I know Ananda Vilas Prabhu is at work. Nitya Sundari, Mataji with her husband. If you're available, please switch on your camera so we can take one photo. Hare Krishna. Yeah, wow, we can see so many devotees. So wonderful to get to know you. Thank you for switching on your cameras. Oh, I can see myself, my camera on the camera. I don't know how to do it. How to take a photo without. Shriyas Prabhu, you are our expert. Do you know how to take a photo without?
Yes, I
Yeah,
took
can
it.
you? Thank you. Okay, so let's just all look straight and smile. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ready, Shreyas Prabhu?
I got it.
Thank you. Hello, dear devotees. Wonderful to meet you all. Hope to see you again next week. Vanchakалпатрубhyश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय गुरुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय
Hare Bol.
See you next week.